So this is my review of the Dewalt DWE7491RS. The RS is for rolling stand. So I'll share what I like about this table saw and some areas for improvement. Right out of the box, this table saw was pretty accurate set up. The only thing that I needed to adjust was the tilt. The tilt was just a little bit off, but you can adjust. There's a adjustment here, and there's a little, you can adjust the stopper there on the inside, and you can adjust the 45. There's the same one here. Just takes a little Allen key, and this wheel adjusts, and the wheel, you just rotate it. I think, can I show you on the inside? Yeah, see, it's like a little cam wheel. I would say my most favorite thing about this table saw is the fence. So there's a locking mechanism. Push that down, that locks the fence. Now, the good thing about this fence, you can see it, it's on a rack and pinion. So instead of sliding it with your hand and fine tuning it, you can twist the knob and you can get super fine control. And you can lock it down. The reason why I bought this table saw is it goes out to 32.5 inches. Now this one, to do the 32, you have to adjust the fence. Super easy. There's two little handles there. You lift the fence up, and you come back on these back ones. Tighten that back up, tighten that back up. Now, when it's on these knobs, you're reading off the white ruler, which goes from 8 to 32.5. You can go way out here. It's actually just past 32.5. When you work out here, you can put this down, and that supports your long workpiece. I grabbed something here to show you real quick. So if you were cutting, that would support your workpiece, and it's not flopping down on you. It actually sits there. So because of the rip capacity, that was the main reason I went with this table saw. It came with a rolling cart, although I don't use the rolling cart because I'm in a small workshop, and the feet, the legs on the rolling cart, it would stick out and I would trip over them. So what I did is I built just a plywood cart. It does wheel, it does have locking, and I've got it built so it's just a bit higher than my assembly table. So when I push something through, it goes out onto my assembly table. So I've been using this table saw for 4 years now. I really like it. You can lock out the power button if you'd like. Start, stop. I don't have it plugged in because I'm touching it. Don't put my fingers in anywhere. Oh, I should also show you, if you are taking the saw, in traveling with it, you can take this off. You can take the fence off, and then underneath, turn it upside down. Lock it back in place. And you would take this off and you would have lower the blade. And then you're good to travel. This would get locked in over there. And take the blade off, or the fence off again. So just those two. Take the fence off. Another cool feature that I like is the quick change. So there's a, you pull this out, quickly comes out. You want to put it back in. It has the anti-kickback. That also comes off. Also your anti-kickback underneath. There's a spot, the anti-kickback. Locks in place. Has an 1.25 inch dust port on that. I find I don't even connect that up. I connect the main one. You can line it up. There, it's super quick. Here's another feature. So the blade guard, they will stand up. So if you need to do anything along the blade, when you cut, you should have those down. It also comes with a riving knife, and it's stored underneath. Quick release on the handle. Riving knife, pull the handle, set that in, done. Also, if you want to change the blade, right here on the side, the 2 wrenches are stored. You can take the blade off. You can even use a dado stack. So I have a dado stack here that I use. Everything stores underneath. That locks in place. This cord winds up. Has a 2.5 inch dust collection port on the back. Also, if you take off the blade guard, you can store it. So it goes in underneath here and locks in place. So you can store that underneath. I thought that was a pretty cool feature. Comes with a push stick that locks. You can also do in thin strips. This folds down. It has 2 settings. So when it's out here, that's a support. So that's in the lower setting. But if you click that into the top one, you can do your thin strips. So you could run through your thin strips, and you have some extra room here. Comes with the miter gauge as well. So under here on the back side of the power, there is a spot for the miter gauge. See, it goes in a little slot. Underneath the power in here, the riving knife can get stored in there. So if you had this off and stored over here, your riving knife can go on the other side. Raise and lower the blade. Some of the areas for improvement would be along the blade. So the table's not 100% flat. It's probably hard to see. If you can see here, you can see my finger on the other side. Over there it's touching. You can see some light. It's close, but it's not perfect. The other area for improvement would be the dust collection. We have all this extra dust. It's not perfect, but for a contractor saw or a job saw, I mean, it does a decent job. Got it super tight. So to adjust, you loosen this and you gotta push the blade to where you want it to go, and then you lock it down, put it back. You do have some positive stops here, but that's a little cam. There's a little stopper here on this side. Push it till it's hard up against it, and then lock it. Raise the blade. If it's a 10-inch blade, 10-inch blade all the way up, you're about 2 3/4 roughly blade height. You can put the blade guard back on. Again, right on the side here. Pull that handle out. Pull out the riving knife. This one. Hold that back. The rolling stand is really, really nice. They did a really good job on the rolling stand. However, if you're using it in your workshop and not on the job site, for me, I was tripping over the legs because they stick out a little bit. And in a small shop where space is at a premium, I decided not to continue to use that. But if I was lugging this around to different sites, the rolling cart is really, really nice. The legs are super smooth and easy to use. Overall, this is a really good table saw. It is a contractor saw. It is meant to be portable. The rolling stand definitely makes it portable if you're gotta lug this thing around. This video is not sponsored. I purchased this saw with my own money. Nobody is paying me to say anything about this table saw. These are my own opinions after using this table saw for 4 years. Would I buy this saw again? Absolutely. If you like this video, watch this next video.